Let's cross borders to some news that's just in, and the government of South Sudan has ordered telecommunication firms to shut down access to social media for a minimum of 30 days. The government decision comes after revenge violence following circulation of a gory video showing torture of South Sudanese nationals in Sudan, reportedly by the Sudanese army. Khartoum denied the torture but has since promised to investigate. Meanwhile, at least 16 people died at the weekend after South Sudanese targeted Sudanese businesses in Juba and other towns. And so far, we already have some of the telecommunication firms giving their statements to effect this order. And so, just for getting it right from the horse's mouth, we take a look at the statements. And the first one is, this is from the Director General of the National Communication Authority of the Republic of South Sudan, writing to internet service providers, and he says the subject is summary blockage of all social media sites within the territory of South Sudan. And I'll just skip and get to the point where he says, by this order, the authority directs all internet service providers to block access to all social media accounts effective from midnight, 000 hours of the 22nd January 2025 for a maximum of 90 days. They say he goes on to say that this is culminating from the recent upheaval in Sudan that has exposed the South Sudanese population to unprecedented levels of extreme violence through social media posts. South Sudanese refugees in Wed Medani, located in neighboring Republic of Sudan, were subjected to violent attacks resulting in the deaths of women and children, subsequently captured in videos and shared on social media without any regard. And so the authority then says that it formally requests the blockage of these social media sites for a minimum of 30 days. And this directive may be lifted as soon as the situation is contained. And he says that the contents depicted violate the local laws and pose a significant threat to public safety and mental health, especially the vulnerable groups. And that is from the office of the Director General. That is Napoleon Adok Guy. That's the Director General of the National Communication Authority, the Republic of South Sudan. Now, in response to this, the telecommunication firms have already begun to put out their notices. Then we have MTN has already put out its statement titled Facebook and TikTok Service Restriction Order. So MTN South Sudan wishes to inform its esteemed customers that following, a directive received by the telecom industry, access and usage direct or otherwise of Facebook application, Facebook web, TikTok application, and TikTok web and other related messaging applications have been suspended for a maximum of 90 days. As a result, MTN South Sudan customers will not be able to access the aforementioned services via the MTN networks, and say that all other services offered by MTN South Sudan continue running seamlessly. And aside from MTN, we also have Zain. Zain, which what was Zain in Kenya long ago is what is now Airtel, for the benefit of those who either do not know or are younger. So the public notice from Zain says that Facebook and TikTok service restriction order, which pretty much reads in the same way as what was put out by MTN, saying that Facebook application, Facebook web, TikTok application and TikTok web and their related messaging applications have been suspended for a maximum of 90 days. And as a result, Zain customers will not be able to access the aforementioned services via the Zain network. And it goes on to seek to affirm its customers that all other services offered by the same company continue running seamlessly. And so that is some news that's just in, that's still fresh off the press, as they have said it historically, that social media sites have been are not going to be accessible in South Sudan as a result from a directive by the government. That's the equivalent of the Communications Authority here in Kenya, but the South Sudan counterpart. And this is for a minimum of 30 days and a maximum of 90 days. Well, that does it for NTV tonight. Thank you for joining us.